Hello everyone, and welcome to a very nice game that was played today between the world chess champion Magnus Carlsen and a professional soccer player Arnold Alexander Trent, who is a right back defender for Liverpool. And although some of you say that I shouldn't say soccer, I should say football, but it's really the same thing. I don't know, my favorite video game regarding this sport was, I believe it was called ISS, International Superstar Soccer Pro Evolution, which was later renamed into PES, Pro Evolution Soccer. So, I don't know, last time I mentioned this, you were like really upset that I said soccer instead of football, but that's really not the point here. So getting back to this match, thank you everyone for trying to help me find the moves. It really took me an entire day. Finally, a good sir Mark Holsby tagged me on Twitter, where Eugene Kaspersky himself posted the moves of this game, as this match was organized by Kaspersky Labs. And it's very interesting, as you can see here on the photo. There you have Trent and Magnus. Trent is being aided by some sort of eye tracking software. Now, as how I understood it, as they really didn't specify anything about this, there is this software that uses cameras that track Carlsen's eye movements, and it should help Trent here to show which moves Carlsen is considering, so it would help him make his moves. Of course, he does need all the help he can get against the world champion. But after you see this game, I think that it will be exactly this that prevented him from playing normal chess, and it was really a weird game, to put it mildly. You know, when you remember a couple of months back, where when that obsessive learner Max Deutsch challenged Magnus Carlsen, it was you know, compared to this, it was actually an impressive game. And I think it's the Kaspersky Lab software to blame for Trent's play in this game. But you'll see what I mean by that. So okay, Carlsen has the white pieces, and he opens with e4. We have d6, the pierce defense, d4, and the knight to f6. So all is well for now. Let me just... Okay, and here Carlsen proceeds simply knight to c3, defends his e4 pawn, and now black has a whole variety of options. He can go e6, e5, h6, he can go knight bd7 to give more protection to the e5 square, but for some reason bishop to d7 was played here. Now, I don't think this is a move anyone who plays chess would make, as it's really a weird move to make. So I think that, if anything, that software that was supposed to help Trent was actually responsible for a move like this. But okay, it's not the end of the world. Carlsen simply pushes the pawn to e5. We have e5, and now not capturing, but rather going back with the knight to g8. And while knight back is often a very strong move, here it's not a bad move, because even if you capture in the center, you would still have to move the knight back. Carlsen pushes f4, and here we have bishop to e6, another weird move. With e6, or perhaps even knight to h6, as f4 has been played, no bishop captures knight can be played, it would actually be a decent move controlling f5 and g4. But okay, we have bishop to e6, again playing twice with the same piece. So not really something you want to do. Carlsen simply continues developing. We have knight to f3, g6, and now d5, forcing the bishop to move even further back. And here we have yet another weird move. Here, instead of something like bishop to d7 or bishop to f5, we actually have b6. So I don't know what this software was telling Trent, but it wasn't telling him to move the bishop, as the bishop is being attacked on e6. So okay, Carlsen captures the bishop, d captures on e6, we have f captures on e6, and now comes knight to g5. Simply with idea of capturing on e6, and also after the move that was played in the game, it wins the rook by force. Trent played d captures on e5. We have queen captures, king captures, and now of course knight to f7 check, forking the king and the rook. We have king to d7, knight captures rook, we have bishop to g7 attacking Carlsen's knight, and the knight goes back to f7. Here king goes back to c8, perhaps looking for some sanctuary on b7, and Carlsen goes bishop to c4, a nice developing move, also eyeing that pawn on e6. So here, king back to d7. So first king to c8, now king back to d7, of course, as this pawn was under attack and there was no other way to defend it. Carlsen goes knight back to g5, now with a double attack against the e6 pawn, and knight to c6. Now Trent begins developing his pieces. We have bishop captures on e6, this comes with check. King to d8 would give in black some more opportunities to fight, but here Trent played king to d6, and now I really don't know how this software was aiding him in any way, but feel free to pause the video here and try to find the winning move for white. I'll give you a couple of seconds if you want to decide whether to do it or not. For those of you who were able to do it, congratulations, you have just found a mate in 1, and for those of you who just want to enjoy the show, it's actually knight to e4. This comes with check, and also the knight from e4 covers the c5 square. The bishop is guarded by the knight here, and there is nowhere to go. Bishop is covering these squares, and the king is completely locked in. So knight c to e4, this is checkmate by Carlsen, and a very nice 17-move game. A lot of people are saying that it took him almost twice as much as it took Carlsen to defeat Bill Gates, if you remember that game. I don't have it on my channel, but you can just Google it, you will immediately find it. But it's really not important in how many moves you beat someone, because someone can, just keep the game going without any actual chance of winning the game, just to make the game last longer. So that's really not something that matters, but people I've seen on Twitter and Facebook really enjoy pointing this out. But yeah, that's pretty much the game, and I was very much looking forward to this, because as the game was announced on all social media networks, and Trent announced it, Carlsen announced it, Magnus' company, Magnus Play, announced it, so Play Magnus announced it, so I was really happy to see what this game would be like, and I don't know, I was kind of expecting more, and I think the game would be much better if Trent just played on his own without being aided by this eye tracking software. But I don't know, I guess we'll never know. Now, watching this game, really, Max Dodge game really seems like something now. If you haven't checked out the Magnus Carlsen versus Max Deutsch video, I will also put a link to it in the description below, and a lot of interesting links about this whole event, so feel free to check it out. I would like to thank Tyler Alonso, Martin Paul Britt, Yevgen Polbotko, David Monti, and Sitaram Iyer for a contribution to my channel. Thank you a lot, I really appreciate it. As usual, you can check 2 of my previous videos here. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you soon, hopefully with another interesting video, and we're going back to the Bobby Fischer story. Thank you all, and I'll see you soon.